rips.
Yeah, did I tell you Dane did that for me?
That makes sense because it's awesome. Dude, I've loved working with Dane.
Yeah, he's a great composer.
Yeah.
What up, everybody?
Hello.
We are live. This is Soundbooth Theater Live, and this is the Cinema edition, our monthly cinema.
Yeah.
Hopefully, everybody did your homework.
Oh yeah. We
Yeah.
gotta get that information from them.
Let's go ahead and review. Let's review.
Yeah, what are
which
we
ones
talking
we're doing
about today?
Okay.
But you did your homework, Ryan.
I am doing it for the sake of the stream, keeping the conversation flowing.
That was a very good answer. That was a very good. You were a good student, right? In school, you were quick on your feet, right?
So, Legend of the Galactic Heroes. My Conquest is the Sea of Stars. Okay,
yes.
So that was the
and
one.
then that was one.
Okay.
That was for Earth Force.
Earth Force. Okay, I can
remember.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then we have Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
This was our Mimic and Me 3.
Yeah, and this is Mimic and Me 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then was this last one? This was the extra credit.
Eastern Promises was the extra credit. That one was for Demon Card Enforcer.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Dude.
Hey, Corey.
Incredible movie.
I have a lot of things to say.
I didn't. Oh my gosh, are those your notes?
I just pulled out my notes.
I have a bunch of stuff. A lot of it is ranty.
Yeah, well, that's my life.
Yeah,
that's
mine's kind of ranty too.
Mine's not ranty about one, but a little bit more ranty about the other two.
Okay, fierce.
All right. Did you watch all of them, Ryan?
I did.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good.
Yeah, Ryan's totally.
They were awesome.
He's on board.
Okay, I'm gonna start off because that's the one that's up right now. This completely solidified for me because I'm gonna be honest. I'm not like a deep anime watcher. Like I've watched a few, but like this solidified for me. I am a dub homie through and through. I don't like reading it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was watching. And I was just like, and I was also trying to eat, and I was like, mother.
Right, yeah.
Like you can't look away for a second. And not only that, but like
a dub version.
No, neither. Yeah, neither can I. There's one
exist.
but like it just because I want to enjoy the art of it too, like the beautiful, and I'm like down here at the bottom the whole time. I'm like, I understand like the sound, but I don't know the language, so like the sound of it is incredible, but like I don't gain any information from it.
Yeah,
so
real quick, before we get started any more talking about it, everyone in the comment section, please give us ratings. It seems like we're going to start with Legend of the Galactic Heroes. So if you guys did your homework like good human beings, then give us your rating out of 10 in the comments.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that out of 10. That's right. I forgot. Okay.
And Ryan jumped right on in with his
because I felt very
Ryan's
strongly
like right
about
at the top. Yeah, you came out running.
Noodles.
You came out running.
Keep going. That's about it?
Go. Yeah, keep going. Exactly.
Yep.
Dude, this one was great. It really, like, the first thing that I noticed was just kind of like the innately human nature of placing, like, because not only is it logistically a great idea to put a bunch of classical music in your work because then it's all royalty free, but having this, like, all of this beautiful classical music set to war is just like, you get like because the whole thing basically, very war is innately human. We've just like history is just a string of wars, then put up next to like the one of the other pillars of being human, which is like, creating art. And it was just like I think it was a beautiful juxtaposition.
Yeah. Who wants to go next?
You were very kind, Ryan. I hated this. I despised every moment I had to watch it. I'm sorry.
Okay, I guess you're next. You're next.
I was thinking about you. I'm sorry. I just couldn't. I was thinking about you, and I'm like, oh, poor Rich. I was like, intro text can't read, boring, no hook in the beginning. I am so bored. Yeah, I hated it. So much exposition. They narrated what was happening. I couldn't tell what was going on in the battle. Just a bunch of ships and lights, and people were talking over here, and people were talking over here, and Bolero was playing half the time. And they had a hostage. I didn't know they had a hostage. And it was just like it took me more than a week to watch this freaking movie.
And it's an
and
hour
it was
long.
only 60 minutes long. I could only take like 5 to 10 minutes.
Welcome to anime.
And I was so angry, and I was like sighing. My husband probably wondered what the hell was wrong with me, because I was just like, oh.
It's like pacing.
The pace was kind of rough.
I could not connect with the characters,
I meant,
and I couldn't tell.
She's pacing.
Pacing
around.
But
yes, the pacing was rough.
It was rough. I couldn't connect with the characters. I didn't care about them. I couldn't tell who they belonged to, because it was always just like cutting to different. Like, well, what ship are they? I have no freaking clue. So I
there was
did
like 4
not like
different
this.
camps, kind of. But within 2 different sides.
This is a really funny.
High ratings on that. Prefer so. Yeah. That's a good point.
I did the same thing, Kimberly. I was like, wait, what am I doing? I just like turned it way down, because I was just like, I'm not even. I just have to read this damn thing.
My rating, and I'll tell you my rating right now. It's a solid 1. And
Whoa!
Hero. I did not like.
That's the lowest. That was the lowest.
I was angry when I watched this, and then I felt bad because it was Rich's suggestion. But I'm like, I'm sorry, Rich. I hate it.
This is one of my favorite shows.
Let's hear from Rich.
I know, and I feel it's very highly
Rich is next.
Let's hear the counter argument. We got to hear it. Come on.
I mean, like that's kind of the thing. If like some people prefer dub, some people prefer sub, and that's like a valid critique. And there's unfortunately no dub of this.
I don't think I would have liked it anymore.
On Prime? There is something on Prime that was like came out in 2018. But
it's
not
like
this,
a remake. It's like a modern remake of this.
Oh, okay.
I've heard some people say it's good. I heard some people say it's not that great. It's a lot of CGI, and like the ships are like moving around faster, and it's like it's hard. It's like
I love the hand.
Not as great.
Like this was beautiful.
Yes.
I really.
The animation
that's why I was
is
pissed, because
great.
I was like, I kept having to like, I was like, fuck, what's going on in the they're just yapping, and I was just watching, because it's just there's something like. It almost kind of reminds me, like, the hand-drawn, especially, like, sci-fi and in space, it kind of reminds me of, like, Expressionism. Like, if you think of, like, Metropolis or Nosferatu, and you've got these big, exaggerated, like, spaces that, like, kind of feel doomy. And I love it. It's so beautiful. Like, that was one of my favorite parts of this. It was just, like, the landscape of it all.
I mean, like, the whole, like, last battle is just, like, it's just music. It's just all silence and all this, like... huge battles going.
Constantly
yes
going. I got so sick and freaking tired of hearing Bolero. Yeah. There was the last battle, the entire movie felt like a whole battle. It's just like and talking and battle and talking.
Yeah, I want to hear more about what you liked about this, Rich.
I like the, like, you know, going back to the animation, I like how they like animate the sense of scale when you like first see like a whole fleet, you know. I mean, like for the time, it's just like they're doing like a bunch of like white dots, like stars in the sky, to like sell like this fleet is massive.
Yeah,
and that's kind of like a whole like that's like kind of consistent with the whole series and it being like about the cycle of war. It's just like this war is like massive. And it's like, yeah, we lost like 1 million people in this.
Yeah, that's like, when they said that, I was
battle.
like,
yeah.
And you have these commanders who are like,
it was like 3 million
fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Like the people that are like in charge, because like the
war
war has like gone on.
Decision. Yeah.
Yeah, the war has gone on for like 150 years. Both like leadership on both sides is like very complacent, and they're like used to doing the war in a certain way. And then like these people come in and they're like kind of just breaking the rules and like doing things they're not expecting. I
think that too, like it was kind of one of the redeeming qualities for me was like it was a little bit like of a like nice condensed allegory where like it was leaned a little didactic at times, a little wordy on the points, but it was just kind of like war and what, and like, you know, you got the sense of nihilism in like the lower ranks, because it was just like they cared more about winning the bet than actually living, because they knew that there's like an inevitability to their death, and that it's just like, hey, if you've got a good commander, we're gonna be okay, we're gonna get lucky. It was all like their lives were given up to chance and luck, and they were like when they won at the end of the thing, he was like, oh no, I'm just happy because I won my bet. It's like it's crazy
like after
what you
the
get
battle,
used to, what people can get used to.
After like the first battle, like the commander's like, oh yeah, it was just the weather. it was just a fluke, whatever. Like on both sides.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no,
So
the whole
the social
series
commentary
about
bit then.
it's like it's just about like the cycle of history and war and history repeating itself. Like you have this one empire. Not really explained in this movie, probably more so in the next movie, but they like kind of are like space Prussia, and they went back to like 1800 times. Like there's a scene in the next movie where like they're on a carriage ride and like Reinhardt is like, this is stupid. Like it's basically like I forget, there's like some kind of like science fiction trope of like you know, societies like in the future devolving to what they were in the past. And you have this like, you know, 1800s army versus this you know, modern society that was a rebel faction that kind of built out of, you know, what they used to have.
Yeah. Right on. For myself, I'm in the sin camp on this one. I was bored to tears. I have a hard time rating it because I fell asleep so many times. like this is a DNF maybe for me. Like I tried to watch it so many times.
That's a 0. That's
it was pretty much the same, Jeff, from start to finish.
That's what I noticed. It's like I would fall asleep, I'd wake up, and it seems like nothing
the same
changed.
Shit's happening.
But like we're 20 minutes later, so I rewind. I'm like, where did I fall asleep? What the fuck is going on? I will say that there were very impressive things about it though. Like for instance, the art. I loved the art. I loved the way everything looked. The hand-drawn animation, of course. The way that the ships fought was wild. Like it's so calm, you know, and it weird how like it's just zoomed out in scope, and just every one of the ships had like 70 million guns on them, and they were all shooting in different directions, but it was all just like, it's not like Transformers or other, you know, sci-fi weapons where it's like pew pew pew. It's like just like lines, you know. Just
I would have enjoyed this more as a comic, I think.
Out. Yeah, maybe
this was
like
originally like a light novel series.
Okay,
yeah.
It's probably is why it's very like wordy and dialogue.
Like and give me more art, less yap, because like I got it. Honestly, you get the whole point of it if you just listen to the intro. He's like,
interesting.
War is all the same. Ambition is the only thing that can change this unending war. If you want to, like, ambition either to make it worse or better. And we got to see both of that. And it was just like, oh, okay, that's what it was about. They weren't lying.
Yeah, see, I wish, like, I just didn't catch any of the cool stuff you guys are talking about because I couldn't be bothered to give a fuck when they were talking. Like, they were just, not just that I'm reading subtitles, but the tone of the actors. Very like, oh, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not like a lot of like reason.
Oh my fucking god! There's like no one's pulse, no one's heart rate raised even for a second at any point.
Right.
You know, there's just like
everybody was just business as usual.
Yeah, and like I can appreciate that.
That's interesting.
To a certain extent, but it's not like I can't watch it. I can't.
I agree that was kind of boring, but I also couldn't tell if that was sort of the point of like
that might have been the point.
Used to fucking war,
right? Because
like this,
it was kind of about war being so normalized, you know.
Yeah.
And everything's expendable, and
and the way, like you were saying, the way they were talking about, well, in that little exchange, 3 million people died.
We only lost 3 million.
Yeah. It's just like, what? You know, but that's the thing about, you know, displaying some art, displaying a piece of art, wanting to have a particular effect on people. It's like, well, you are having that particular effect on me, and it doesn't. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to experience this. Like, if it was 15 minutes, maybe I'd like it. You know, maybe it would be entertaining because having that weird calmness around this horrific battle would be, I think, more affecting in a much even shorter format, but having it go on for an entire hour was really rough. The classical music during the space battles, very 2001: A Space Odyssey, right? It's like they took that exact same attitude and applied it.
It was around the same time too. That was one of my notes.
Was
as
it?
Well. I think it's around the same time. This was made in.
This was 88, and Space Odyssey was.
That was in the
70.
No, it was 79, 78.
Okay.
Yeah, it's around.
But they made 2000 to 2010.
We made the 2000. I
that.
don't remember what year that came out though.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. But why? Okay, here's a note I took. Why German? There's all this German writing. Like the intro was all in German, right?
And all the names were German. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
right,
the Empire basically like recreated themselves as like a Prussian society,
like Reich sort of thing.
Gotcha. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. That was like I didn't catch that. I don't know. Maybe because I was hardly catching anything because it was all going in one eyeball and out my ass. But like,
didn't even pass through your brain, just straight. To ass.
Yeah. So
like, I'm giving it a 4.
You're giving it a 4 out of 10. I thought you liked
10?
it. Though. It seemed like you liked it.
I just like to.
No. He said he couldn't eat his ramen properly because he had to watch the screen the whole time.
I'd give it a 4.
That's what he said.
Because I enjoyed the art of it. But like, yeah.
Okay.
Overall, I was like,
okay.
I agree with the.
Ahmed, you're the only person we haven't heard.
All right.
Your notes from.
He's ready.
I dove into this. I understand what they're trying to do. It's a military drama.
Yeah.
It's basically, it's two factions against each other in space. And yeah, they're a little bit like royalty, because I think there is a royalty line as well, because I think he's married to, and the reason they kept making fun of him having a skirt is because he's married to
somebody's
sisters
sister
with
his
royalty.
sister is with the admiral or the
right, it's royalty connected, and so he got this commission for that, but he's also happens to be a really talented like general or captain or whatever he is.
Yeah.
Strategist, and he finds his counterpart in the enemy fleet in this other guy, and it's that's really what was going on here.
Yeah, there was like a mutual respect.
There was another guy. But like, it's a little goofy and romantic how like when the enemy did something smart, he was like, "Oh, there must be somebody smart on that." Like it's all very romantic and absurd in that like very anime way. It was pretty convoluted despite being anime. It reminded me of Dune and maybe Robotech. It had a lot of, it's definitely in the realm of the kinds of science fiction I would like, but I don't know. The planet. So there was a few moments where there was clever space strategy, and I don't think it was that clever. Like the whole the planet is a gas, and they shot a missile and blew up the planet, and all the dudes in the other ship were like, "Oh no, it's gonna be fine," and then they get blown up by the weather or whatever. Like
I didn't even notice that. I heard about it.
It wasn't. It was supposed to be a very shrewd maneuver. Like in a movie, you'd be like, "Oh man, that dude's cool. Look at what he did," but it didn't come off that way. Like it felt more like, what do you like? It was so amateur hour. Like you blew up the planet with some gas. Like I feel like all of them should have known that shit. Like, why are you flying around in gas, you morons? But anyway, I understand.
To, like have this battle. Why
there
are we doing
was
it here?
one animated scene that was glorious, and I mean, like on the scale of any anime, maybe the best thing I've ever seen in anime. They're going to this bubble planet, and the bubble is reflective. And the ships dive into the atmosphere of the planet, and you see the reflections meet each other, and then the ship dives into it. That was amazing. That was like one thing that was amazing, and I like watched that over because I was like, wow, this animation is incredible. Yeah. But that was pretty much it. I think that the ships. I think it was trying to be Star Wars a little bit.
Let's take a moment for the great James Earl Jones
Yeah.
2 days ago.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie, I watched Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi the last 2 days.
Aw.
In between, like
You didn't watch Conan? Nobody mentions Conan when it comes to him.
No, he's I was gonna say he's amazing in Conan.
Oh,
I want to
so
rewatch
good.
it just for him.
Oh yeah.
Just for that shot of him like doing like
turning into a snake.
turning around like.
Also,
right before he
decapitated
decapitated the mother.
Yeah.
You talking? Yeah, that was a good shot.
I also went and scrounged up as many clips of him doing fences as possible because he was incredible in August Wilson's Fence August Wilson's Fences.
Oh, I didn't see that one. That's
it's not
also,
a movie. It's not a movie. It was on
no.
They did make it into a movie with Denzel. Yeah.
Yes.
Wasn't it Denzel? And his brother
Davis.
comes over and he's like having this problem with his.
But yeah, it's part of the decades plays, which are just each decade of like Black culture in America, and Fences is like the 40s, I believe. But
yes,
James Earl Jones did it
Doom.
so well.
But yeah, so the other thing that happens is the two guys from the other ship that are under. I thought we were looking at this one. The two guys from the ship from this guy, the other guy, they like wander up to the bridge and accidentally knock the ship away from the gas. Like And so like goofy. this is it was goofy, exactly. It meant to be cool, but it came off a little goofy, and maybe that's because it's 88, right?
No, it was supposed to be goofy. That character.
No, but he's the ultra like intelligent like guy that he was like, we got to get out of the gas. But the fighter pilots look like Star Wars rebels. The fighters were boxy. The movements that won the battle were kind of amateurish. He kind of like appeared under him, it was like he was gone, and then he took a ship. He convinced them to take a ship, him and 5 other guys, for I don't know how, and then they go off to do something, but then they actually appear under the ship, and it's supposed to be like this aha moment, but it really isn't. It's kind of boring, and yeah, and the rivalry of the heroes wasn't earned in the end, because that was the point. The point of it was that now you have these two from different armies, and they're going to somehow rise to power, and they're going to have to fight each other. I think that was the whole. It was about these two guys, like kind of the two geniuses in their whatever divisions or whatever that are going to end up having to like clash. But I don't think it was earned even at the end. Like it felt like it was.
I didn't get why all of a sudden there was like a significance of life when the two ships were next to each other. Someone would have just blown them both the hell out of the sky. Like why that's the part that I missed. Like why did that create a ceasefire that stopped an entire war?
And that's the way some anime can be sometimes. Like it's lost in translation. Like
I think it's like their ship is so close that if they fire it, it would explode and like destroy the other ship, no matter what.
Right, but like, why wouldn't an outsider, like one of the
just blow them both up?
Just blow them both up. Who cares?
Oh, that was it. He did an about face, and like he came up to them really close, and he did an about face, and he was like, "Watch, they're not even gonna know what happened." And he's just flying his ship.
I turned my ship 90 degrees,
and that was the whole thing. And then in the end, and they were all like, I don't know what. And then all of a sudden, the other fleet comes in from behind like it was some kind of surprise. It was just, the strategy didn't make sense from but I understand what they were going for. I get it. Like it was supposed to be like a military drama, but I think it falls on its face because it's old. Maybe it's a little dated.
So I have read, and I don't know if this is correct, Rich, so you let me know, that this movie was more like a summary of the first however many episodes of the show. Is that accurate?
It's a little weird. So there's like this movie and the next movie, and then when the show starts, the first episode is basically a summary of the second movie.
Oh, okay.
Which is a little weird, but it's like when you watch it, you can just like skip the first episode. But like it's really like
it started as a movie and then it became a show, something like that.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's all based. The whole thing is an adaptation of a light novel series.
Right.
Yeah, but like this movie is like kind of like one half of like a whole, so it's like kind of weird. I will say like the production value and everything, like it's slow. Like the first movie is like kind of slow.
Kinda.
But the second movie
That's
definitely
a
is like,
euphemistic way to put it.
it's
I mean, look
definitely
at
an
this guy.
improvement.
he's like Chinese Doctor Who.
Probably Japanese.
Yeah,
Japanese Doctor. Yeah, probably Japanese. Japanese
He's
Doctor
laughing
Who.
because he got a bunch of people to watch an hour's worth of boring nonsense. Oh my gosh!
No, they were excited. It was like a reunion or something. Like he wore the outfit and everything.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
This
Yeah,
guy,
I
this
can
guy.
totally see being into the craftsmanship that they've done, and like,
Yeah.
I can see its merits.
Yeah.
I didn't feel them.
Yeah.
While
I wanted it to
That's
be
very fair.
more of a microscopic view of these people, as opposed to we just got this larger view from afar, and I just could not connect.
Well,
with the
also
character.
all of it was like
That
they
is-
were trying to be very like talking about the military stuff all the time. There wasn't any like they weren't human like beyond that. Like they didn't do any human things. Like it's like purely military in a way, you know.
Yeah, I'll say that is kind of the downside of like the first movie. It is like kind of like you're having a macro view, and it's like you know, trying to connect all these characters together. But like the show definitely does a better job of like, you know, focusing on specific things and like taking its time with all like the character arcs and whatnot. But again, it's also like, you know, whether you like to watch subs or not. So
Right.
Have you seen the whole show?
Yes, I have.
Oh wow.
It's 107 episodes.
Yeah, I heard it was more than 100. Yeah.
Yeah, it's long. It went from like 88 to like the late 90s.
Oh wow.
30 episodes of the last 30 episodes are a space battle.
Wow.
No, I'm joking. I don't know. I
Oh, okay. I would have believed it.
I was speculating.
I would have believed it.
All
right, so it looks like we didn't get any ratings from.
Nobody
from the
has.
audience.
Yeah,
Nobody
no. I got like
nobody
two.
watched it.
Bill Underbridge gave it an 8 out of 10.
Someone gave it a
why?
9 out of 10, but they admit that they did not watch it. So I don't think that's
Yeah, that's
What?
that's not a real rating. So we got
So
the
we got-
one
we got
No,
audience rating of 8
it's a
out of 10.
rating. It's a rating.
Okay.
So the audience score is going to be way high.
Yeah, it's gonna be 8 out of 10. That's it.
So I was talking to, so this is like a little tiny side tangent. Dory Sachs loves anime and that sort of thing, and she is a diehard subs. And one of the arguments that she said is that like a lot of times the American, because of that lost in translation thing, like it can really make or break watching the show. And I just saw someone Bill commented like that show was like 10% of how long One Piece is. And I went to try to watch One Piece as the dub, and whoever plays Monkey, is it Luffy D Monkey or Monkey D Luffy? Whoever plays the main character, she's ass. I literally was like, I've never heard a more annoying voice in my entire life. And for the dub performance of One Piece. And I was just like, okay, yeah, no, I can see why someone wouldn't watch this. This is terrible.
Yeah, well, no, it's dub is secondary, right? So you get I feel like a lot
But you're
of these
also getting
anime
that
performances
with
from the
subtitles.
80s
Oh, with the
they land
performance,
flat. They land flat because it's secondary work. I feel like it was like, Soundbooth doing like, back in the day, right? Doing this work. Like they had these anime, there was so many of them, and they were like, you know what, somebody's got to do these, and they just, they did them all.
It really
It's like the
depends
same
if they
group
have
of
like a
people.
good like director and like,
I do
they
like
have the
Naruto
talent and
stuff.
everything.
Yeah.
There's a good translation. Like dubs can be like
It's hard.
on par. I think has anyone ever watched Black Lagoon?
My son has. I haven't seen it. Wait,
It's like a
is that the one where there are a bunch of like
Lagoons.
no, is that the one where they're like, I don't know, not bounty hunters, but like
they're like
pirates
pirate
or
mercenary.
yeah, I think I've seen that actually.
Yeah, it takes place in like like the South Pacific.
Yes.
And it's about
Yeah.
like pirate mercs.
Yeah, I've seen that.
But anyway,
early part of
the
it.
creator of that show, he's like, I prefer the English dub because that's the way I have it in my head.
Oh wow.
And
That's
they like, it's a great like dub. It's a great show. It was like kind of it's like 2000s in like the vein of like Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Like
There,
that
I
kind of
remember
style
there was
show.
this scene like where there was this chick that was running after them. I think this was the show, and she was running like the T-1000.
Yes.
Yeah.
she was like Terminator maid.
Yeah. She was. She was like a maid. Yeah, I remember that.
That was a great arc.
So we have against the 8 out of 10 of the crowd. I unfortunately, I honestly feel like I can't rate it. Like I said, I do feel like it is the show's fault or the movie's fault that I simply could not stay awake. But I didn't pick up on a lot of the stuff that you guys are talking about because I didn't comprehend what was going on. So I'm gonna abstain from rating. I feel like I did not properly.
It's okay. It's probably gonna be close to what you thought. I give it a 4.
Okay.
Sin gave it a 1.
I gave it 1.
Ryan, what do you give it?
Aggravated.
4, 5, 4.5.
You want to go 4.5 then?
He said
Ryan?
5. He said 5.
Yeah.
4. He said 4.5 actually.
And then Rich is 10. So
I give it. You know what? I give it like an 8.5.
Okay. All right. So where's that?
I would say like first movie 8.5, second movie I'd give it a 10 out of 10, whole series 10 out of 10, but it's not for everybody.
For definitely not. I'm sorry, Rich.
Nothing's for everybody. Nothing's for everybody, Rich. We've had movies that Jeff and Sin incredulously disbelieved about. My opinion about.
Yeah. So wait, so it looks like wait.
I think I did my 4.5, a 4, and an 8.5
plus 4. Yeah, that's okay. So that gives divided by 4. 4.5 is our score.
Wow.
I was about to give it a 5. Personally.
Do you want me to add it in?
No.
Yeah, 4.7.
No.
Well, by 5, then it's
I would have given it a 5.
I think we're good.
From my current opinion, just because I see what it's trying to do, and I admire it for that.
I saw what it was trying to do, but for me, it fell so flat. I couldn't even give it more than 1, just because. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. No, don't bring that stupid movie up again.
Zardoz.
This movie or Zardoz, Sin?
Oh Lord, I would just say
Zardoz.
Nothing. No movie.
No, it's definitely
Zardoz.
Zardoz.
In silence for 2 hours.
You know it's Zardoz. You know it's Zardoz.
You know it's Zardoz.
No.
She just doesn't want to admit that she prefers Zardoz.
Zardoz over Galactic Heroes.
They were both painful, but in different ways. Zardoz would just hurt my eyes.
Yeah,
Sean Connery.
It was a lot. He had a lot of body hair.
It was the sexual energy that burned your eyes. I think.
No, it was so
Outlander rolled a D10. Thanks, Outlander. We like dice too.
All right, cool.
Oh
so that was sorry, Earth Force, that we didn't pick something better that we liked more. But hey, guys,
watching. Sorry,
there'll be
more.
Real quick, guys. Next week we're re-releasing the basically a first episode of season 1 of Earth Force. If you guys haven't listened to our cinematic version of Earth Force yet, we'll have that first episode for free. And now we never divided the first season into episodes. We just kind of went from book 1 to season 1, and that was it. So if you like that first episode of Earth Force, and you get it for free, you're gonna like the rest of the season, and it's only $12 for the whole thing. Season 2's already out, and the reason we're releasing this now is because season 3 is about to release. Not this coming Tuesday, but the next Tuesday, right?
Yes, I believe
September.
So. I've got the
24th.
September 24th. Okay, so September 24th, Earth Force 3, the cinematic audio version. Season 3 is beginning. First episode.
Oh my God, September 24th. I don't know. That was like a missed opportunity, right?
See yourself to the green room.
Yeah. What do you? I don't even.
Sorry.
I have no idea what the fuck he
is. He's on timeout. All right.
He's trying
to
do a May the 4th thing, and it did not work, Ahmed.
It
did not work.
Release on the 24th.
On September 24th? Yeah. Hold on, let me pull up the calendar.
That's like
Mimic and Me.
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah. Well, we're also
we'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay, so on September 24th, The first episode of Earth Force Episode 3 will be available on our website. And you can start the pre-order process though next Tuesday. That is the 17th.
Yes.
Okay. September 17th. If you haven't checked out Earth Force already, first episode of season 1 will be available, and the pre-order for season 3 will be available as well. So would love it if you guys were to check it out. And on to our next movie. What are we talking about next? Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? All right, so I definitely have the most notes for this one. Okay. And this
I didn't take a single note for this one.
You didn't?
Have you seen it before, Ryan?
My notes for
I have seen it several times.
Yeah. I've never seen it before.
Okay, so
really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had not ever.
So, as
Ryan, and there was a reason for that.
So. As Ryan said, September 24th is the release. Is it the release or the start of the pre-release?
That is the release.
I think it's the actual.
September 24th.
Pre-release is now. You can pre-order for Mimic right now.
All right, so guys, go pre-order Mimic and Me 3 if you have already started this series. The reason we picked Who Framed Roger Rabbit is because Mimic and Me, at its core, is basically a buddy comedy. Mm-hmm. So it's about a guy who is kind of venom possessed by a mimic, and it's kind of about the development of their relationship as they crawl through this dungeon. So if you haven't already, go check out Mimic and Me 1. If you have already started this series and you love it, Mimic and Me 3 is now available for pre-order on Audible, and its release is September 24th. So
I love seeing the artwork next to each other like that. Like you just see where Chester starts and then the progression. And I got some sneak peeks from Cassius on what the fourth cover is looking like.
Oh, nice.
He's just getting bigger and bigger. Okay.
He does. He keeps getting bigger.
I love it. I love these covers so much.
Me too.
And I'm so glad that people are enjoying it. Okay, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? For anyone who hasn't seen it or who hasn't heard me talk about it, this is one of my formative movies. I absolutely loved this movie as a kid. I watched it over and over and over, and when I watched this movie again, all of that nostalgia came back, and it made me remember all those mornings watching it, eating cereal. It reminded me of I probably have watched more Roger Rabbit amount of time watching than any of the other rabbits like Bugs Bunny,
I see. Yeah.
This movie, if I'm not mistaken, is kind of like the first experiment that Warner Brothers or any film really has done, mixing cell animation with a physical actual live action film, and for the most part they did a great job.
It looks awesome.
It really does. There's definitely moments that it's
which you can totally forgive, but
there's moments where the actor isn't exactly lined up with the cartoon, and so you get these awkward kind of
sight lines and stuff.
Cross sight lines. Sometimes the lighting isn't great, but one thing I did notice is even the sections that were pure animation, it felt like the frame rate was really high compared to the other animation of the time. So it was extra effort put into production as far as that's concerned.
I also think it looked better when the cartoons were in the real world than when they spliced him into the cartoon world. I think that they did a better job of that. So I wonder what technically makes that harder, but
So aside from the visual aspect being mostly holding up, in my opinion, the music really came back and knocked me in the brain. Got me pumped. I love all the music in this movie. Let's see. There's even that one part. There's that one the end of the movie has sort of almost everybody breaks into song kind of thing, but it's it's not focused on like a lot of Disney movies or whatever, where it's like, okay,
Musical,
it's the final
yeah.
song, everybody. It's like the final song happens, but we're like backing away from it as the audience, and we're kind of letting it happen and saying goodbye at the same time. FKHC 2005 says NBC Jessica Rabbit is not wearing any underwear too. That's correct. I don't think this actress wore any underwear through the entire filming of this movie. So scandalous, but also one of the reasons people love it so much.
Oh, that's a dope cover.
That is a really
that was like
I love that.
This is clearly new.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
clearly new.
It's super cool.
Like that's a new style. That.
Let's see. The Bob Hoskins, of course, it is amazing in this movie. I've always loved him as an actor.
Oh yeah.
What else has he been in?
This is the main thing. This was when I first noticed him as an actor.
Him as well, and yeah, this is definitely the
been in a lot of stuff. I didn't even realize he was English.
He's an Englishman. That's very.
That's why his accent's a little weird.
He does not sound.
His accent's a little weird.
Is it? You think?
Yeah.
I never noticed it.
I think he sounds like he's a 40s. You know. The
he's
style
good. He's good.
He's
very good. But at times, I feel like certain things he says just didn't.
Maybe a few inflections.
Okay. Yeah, he's also a prominent character in Brazil, another one of my favorite movies. Yeah, he's done a lot. I want to say he was in Lord of the Rings for some reason, but I think I'm thinking of Bilbo, and that's Ian.
Yeah,
that's someone else.
Yeah.
That's a dude who played in From Hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Let's see. This movie also. I'm surprised at how brutal it is.
Oh yes,
the shoe.
Dip? Yeah, it gets messed up.
The shoe.
Poor shoe.
Yeah, the shoe is one of my notes. The shoes. Brutal shoe death.
I saw terrifying. I saw this movie when I was really young, and it scarred me.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's a bit brutal.
It's brutal.
I think Christopher Lloyd is a great.
A few people already said that actually.
Yeah.
Like a few people.
Christopher Lloyd.
A few people already said about the shoe.
What was this rated? Was it PG?
Not high enough. That's for
because it almost feels like it needs to be somewhere between PG and PG-13.
Really?
Nah, you gotta teach the kids early. People die.
By the way, we did forget to ask
Shoes
for
die
from the audience. Anyone who did their homework.
There has been one.
7.5
Kimberly wrote it
Kimberly.
7.5.
We got a 10 out of 10 from Bill Underbridge.
Oh no, Brazil is a 10 out of 10. Oh, he gave Brazil a 10 out of 10.
No, Bill Underbridge says 10.
Oh no, he gave this movie a 10 out of 10 too. It's just a coincidence. He likes them both.
Might be.
Yeah.
Yeah, he set it up there.
And that's Very Mean Thoughts. Very Mean Thoughts said Brazil is a 10 out of 10, not Bill Underbridge.
Yes, correct.
So anyone else who watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit, please rate it in the comments here. Yeah, Christopher Lloyd, definitely a great villain. He was scary throughout this whole thing. Even when especially after we found out he was a toon, he was even worse.
Yeah.
And then you find out he was the one that killed his brother.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be Roger Rabbit that had accidentally killed the brother or something. That's what I thought the reveal.
Yeah, that reveal terrified me when I was a kid.
Yes.
You know what's funny? I actually recently saw a video going over like all the times they kind of foreshadow that he's a toon.
Mm-hmm.
Like the wind kind of blowing on his cape when there's no wind around. The part where the dip gets spilled, he like rushes like back farther than anybody else. He's got the glove. He's not touching it himself.
Right. So last note I have is Toontown was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Toontown was batshit insane.
Yeah.
And I thought they did that really great. Now the other shoe's gonna drop. I found this movie to be more annoying than I remembered it being.
How so?
Yeah, I think mainly it was Roger Rabbit's performance.
Wow.
Roger, like, he had his charms, but I think on average, I wanted him off the screen
more than
like as a now watcher, I was like, I cannot stand your voice. Your antics are too much, and it's fucking with my experience here.
Oh,
I think, and I think that in general, there was a bit of a tone that I just found grating with the tunes. Even with Christopher Lloyd, even with Jessica Rabbit, maybe was the only not annoying character. Like the baby was too loud. Even the Weasel guys, who I absolutely like, they were my favorites when I was a kid. They did not come off right as an adult. Their shtick grew tired quickly for me.
They're psychopaths.
Yeah, which is fun, but like there's
no, they're psychopaths. Like I mean, like if the fact that they're allowed to just, I don't know. I guess never mind. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. The taxi, also very mean thoughts, brings up the taxi. I like him to a certain extent, but again, one dimensional. Like, pretty much every character was one note.
And I was gonna say, anytime that I kind of got a little annoyed, I tried to like pretend that I had like a family around me watching it, because like that's the intent. Yes. And like I was like, I feel like it would be fun to watch this with like your little cousin or your the kid that you babysit or something.
I will show this movie
that would
to
be
my
fun.
Kids.
Yeah, exactly. Like me sitting alone and watching it, I was kind of like, yeah, this is a good time, but
also I watched this with Taylor, and Taylor wanted to murder me. Because she hated this movie so much, so that was interesting. But that's about it. Like there was a bit of my adult now mind that was like getting impatient with this movie, kind of more often than I expected, for sure. And I think that's all I really have to say from just starting off here.
I had never thought to like make the connection between this and Mimic and Me, but like it is very similar. Like just like how fed up he is with his counterpart's bullshit the whole time. That's like Damon and Chester, and in this, like very similar.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I'll go next. So this, I feel like this was like a pure classic noir. Yeah. It was like, it was built as a pure noir. It's more noir than Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. That's for sure. And, they, this song, I don't know if I've been Stockholmed into loving it, or this movie. I don't know if I've been Stockholmed into loving it or what, because all the memories flooded back. It was the same thing. I had that neural response of like every beat, every scene, every moment. I was like, how many times did I watch this damn movie? And what's funny is I haven't watched it in like 20 years maybe.
Oh, wow.
But like it hit me like just all the dopamine, everything came right back. And literally this movie is so well written. Like on another level, like all the beats, all the jokes, they did not miss a moment to tell a Hollywood joke, a showbiz joke. It's just showbiz joke after showbiz joke after showbiz joke.
It's very
self-aware. And then everything's comedy. Yes, and everything and comedy, one joke after the next, even if it wasn't funny. And I think that's where he was like kind of a foil, where he's so like serious. He was serious.
Cynical and
serious, it's like this world with the tones. But everything else was just completely absurd. And I feel like the movie, I don't know, this was a great movie. Like the cameos all played really well. Daffy Duck and Donald Duck, when Mickey finally and Bugs finally show up, because you're like, I'm sure like as a kid you were waiting for him to show up.
Oh yeah.
Like and like they're very constant and regular. But but also there was an amazing dark side to it, right? The baby smoking like on his break, and he's got the lady girl with the big boobs taking care of him. And like, so there was a lot of that too, which was refreshing, I found, because I was like, oh, it really takes the edge off of the absurd comedy, because there's this actual whole other layer to it that's very dark. And so, I was just shocked at how good it actually plays as a movie. Like the same way I judged like Galactic Heroes as a movie, against all other movies, I did the same with this movie, and like, it's a really good movie. It's hard to like, as movies go. Like, yeah, there were things that could be annoying about it. It was dated for sure. The special effects were really fantastic. Like, just the way they put everything together. I mean, this room here was like, this is nutty. This room, how they like, everything was a cartoon, and then they found a way to light it and cut the furniture so it looks like it's in a cartoon. And that, I mean, come on. Like, the amount of work that they did on this movie to like fool the audience and the perspective is like phenomenal. Like, so I think in one of the frames it said it was 4 Oscars. How much did this one win?
I don't know, but I remember it was a big deal back in the day.
Oh my God, was it a big deal? And then it'd come on TV and you watch it on TV, and it's like, it was that kind of a movie that was just, this is one of the classics, I feel like. Like, it despite having all the problems. I mean, the patty cake stuff was amazing.
Dude, the patty cake is the funniest part.
Yeah.
Dude,
they're doing the picture of them doing it.
Yeah. He's like, and him. But yeah, no, but he is really annoying. And I remember feeling that when I was a kid too. I didn't like Roger Rabbit's voice. There was something about his timbre that really bothered me. But I think overall, just watching the movie, there was I have a few other notes, but all the tunes are just chaotic and awful, and then that's what's kind of awesome. They're not aware of themselves. They can be kind of like crazy and absurd and dangerous, and that was like the key. Like the pianos and the stuff coming down on it could come down on your head anytime. I really like that. So taking a trip down memory lane, I found to be rather enjoyable with this one, despite it had a few failings, but I overall forgive it because it was so well paced and At least
someone compared this to Last Action Hero, like very similar in nature, like a very self-aware sort of melding of two different types of worlds. Yeah, I can see that.
I think my overall on this one's got to be a 6.5.
Oh, we're doing ratings.
Oh, we could.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. I wanted to write it down.
Yeah. We usually collect our ratings at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, dope.
Well, see, the reason I threw my rating out at the very beginning for that other one we were talking about was because I just didn't give a shit.
Oh, she was making
I didn't
a point.
like it. I was annoyed.
She was making a point. Yeah.
So
I gotta put my foot down, y'all.
Taking it out on the movie. Okay, who else is gonna? So Rich hasn't, and Ryan hasn't talked about it yet.
Nor have you.
No, I haven't. I mean, I can go next if you want. Doesn't matter to me.
Oh no, Rich, you go ahead. Go ahead, Rich.
I mean, like, I'm not sure what to say. I mean, I agree with like a lot of my points. I really like the effects in this, how they like, like for the time, like melding like animation and like live action was like, it's like, it's immaculate. The physical props that they made were like cool. Yeah, I mean, just like all like the jokes like are very clever. A lot of stuff that just like went over my head when I was a kid and watched this. I think this is the first time I've seen this as an adult.
Yeah, same.
Just like all the jokes, like the patty cake, and like
patty cake.
All the jokes, the stuff that didn't get like went over my head, like the whole plot with like the like Toontown, them like building like a freeway over it and like.
Yeah.
The whole thing about the interstate,
the public transportation, and like getting rid of it. It's like that's a real.
Who's gonna get a car?
Like
Yeah, who's gonna get a car? LA has the best transportation in the world.
He buys up the red cars and he's gonna get rid of them. It's like, wow, it's real.
Yeah.
I think like overall, like,
it's a good mystery
noir story. Yeah,
it's a good mystery.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't have anything more to add in terms of like I just kind of threw mine in, like as people were talking. But yeah.
Oh, right on.
Sin,
And
okay.
Sin.
So, there was a reason I was never interested to watch this because I don't like this type of animation, like the goofy, toony stuff, the very, very kidsy. I just was never interested in it. I remember a very dear friend of mine, classmate in high school, she went to go see this and she loved it, and she kept doing the Roger Rabbit please thing. You know, it was like, oh, please, whatever. And so that's one thing I remember about it. But this was honestly too absurd for me to enjoy very much. I like this marginally better than the Heroes of the Galactic Empire movie. So yeah, this is why I didn't watch it before, and I realized I wasn't missing anything. I do appreciate what went into making this. I'm going to rate it a little higher than the first one, just because for a couple reasons. How they melded the live action and the animation, that was quite revolutionary for its time. I do remember there was a Paula Abdul music video that came out like the year after this called Opposite Attract. I thought that was somehow connected with Roger Rabbit.
Everybody wanted Roger Rabbit, edgy cartoons.
I would rather watch that music video than watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit. But I did like the whole thing about Jessica and Roger Rabbit. That whole pairing is gross and weird because I'm like,
See, now you know how I feel about furries. I'm sorry for all the furries in the comments.
I just can't buy into that whole thing, you know.
You didn't think Roger Rabbit was hot, really?
Oh gosh, please.
Yeah, no, that wasn't hard.
You wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want that.
He makes me
buttering
laugh.
in your ear.
He makes me laugh. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, what was her voice? It's Jessica Rabbit is what's her face?
Turner.
Where is she?
Romancing the Stone is what she played.
No, yeah, exactly, but she's not even in the top, like.
Which is also Robert Zemeckis film.
Oh, I like that movie much better.
See, for me, it was always
which one?
Not to take us off.
Romancing the Stone.
Not to take us off topic, but I always thought it was a cheap Indiana Jones knockoff.
It is kind of, but at least it's fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
No, it is. It's an Indiana Jones knockoff, but focused on the romance, not the adventure. Not the adventure. Yes. So yeah, it's like it was like, you know, Indiana Jones for ladies.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway,
I like Bill's comments. I can't talk smack about furries because I'll need my computer fixed at some point. Yeah, that's real. I got respect.
I did like that the writing was pretty intricately and interestingly done. I did like the mystery element, but overall the movie itself is just too goofy for me to fully enjoy it the way a lot of people really loved it back in the day.
Like fun. Yeah.
Yeah, sure, that's me. I'm dead inside. It's just there's some types of goofiness that doesn't work for me, and that's why I've never liked those cartoons, you know, like the Looney Tunes cartoons or whatever.
Dead inside.
They've just never been my thing. I just don't.
No joy.
I would rather watch He-Man and the Masters of the Universe as opposed to Bugs Bunny. You know, like I like the action-y adventure, sort of more realistic-ish type of thing. But so I rate this a little higher for the technical stuff that went into it and the storyline that went into it, and that it was a little more enjoyable. But as a whole, Look
at this happy crappy.
Yeah,
what's this about?
Who's Kathleen Turner?
She's the girl with
Kathleen Turner. She's romance. She was the one that was romancing.
That's
Stone.
Jessica. Yes, I told you.
Look, uncredited. She's at the bottom.
She wasn't credited in the credits.
Look,
you know what's crazy?
At the bottom.
Okay, this is weird because it was always known that was her.
Yeah.
It was not,
and it's clear. It's clearly her voice.
Why they did not. I don't know why they didn't credit her. Oh, something else I found interesting was that they did bring in all these IPs. I didn't think they were going to allow, like, you know, Snow White.
That was
the actual. That was the actual like.
Was interesting.
Yeah, I didn't expect
meeting
that.
Of
I thought it was going to be
kids.
Like knockoffs of those IPs, but it wasn't. They were actually crossing.
That was the excitement for the kids. It was like Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck. I mean, is that right?
Even Betty Boop was in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, a Betty Boop show. Exactly.
She's washed up. I love that. She's because they went to color and she's
that was
like, I'm
amazing.
not getting much work anymore.
was amazing. That was amazing. But yeah, all those little exchanges were like, yeah.
It's really nice.
Dip shoe.
What? Oh, dude, the shoe. Okay, so what I found really nice about this, about them doing the crossover, is that they had such a good sense of humor about themselves.
Oh, Nancy Cartwright.
Mm-hmm.
From the
She's the dip shoe.
No. Nancy Cartwright.
That's
Bart from the Simpsons.
Yeah, Bart Simpson,
yeah. Okay,
well,
sorry,
she's
Jeff.
prolific, but like, yeah.
What were you saying, Jeff?
I was just saying it's nice to have seen that Warner Brothers and Disney were allowing the scripts to take the piss out of them.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
You know, like that's always nice.
Like they did with Deadpool and Wolverine.
I was gonna say, that's exactly what I was gonna say. My girl.
So yeah, that's really cool. Well, okay, is everybody?
I'm halfway through that insane train wreck. That movie's
which one?
Love it.
The Wolverine and
Deadpool, Wolverine. Yeah.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
That
All right,
was
so
okay.
Real quick, who do we have? Everyone said what they want to say. Everyone's ready to rate this. Did everybody in the audience rate it? If you
I got
going
3
to...
scores that came up so far.
Yeah, I
Did anybody else? Because I got my screen maximized. I don't always see if someone's posting on your chat.
I got 4 scores.
Yeah.
Oh, you got 4 scores.
10, 7.5, and 9 and 8.
Ago.
I'd rather not rewatch Body Heat. Once was enough. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Say that again. Say that again, Rich.
10, 7.5, a 9, and an 8.
Oh, okay. I missed the 8. Okay. All right. So Ryan gave it a 6.5.
I give it a 7.5.
7.5. Okay. Rich?
I gave it an...
Oh, no, it's okay. Either way, go ahead, Ahmed.
I give it an 8.5.
Oh, okay. Rich?
I'll give it an 8.
Y'all are being very generous about this one. All right.
No, this one's legit. There's work here. There's work done.
6.5 or 7 is a good for me though, because like when you compare it to some of the greatest movies, those are the ones that earn 10s, 9s for me. So like yeah, this 6.5 is like it's a good movie.
What was your rating, Sin?
Oh, a 3.
3. Hates fun.
Only because so like 1 is like the base, right? I gave it 2 extra stars for the stuff I mentioned, the technical stuff, and at least the sort of story, the mystery to it.
Mm-hmm. That's how it got to a 2, and then the dip shoe was a 3 for you because you like
that was it. That was the moment.
The horror
something
element.
good happened.
The dip shoe had nothing to do with it, Ryan. 6 point. Okay, I'm adding
Absolutely
our scores.
brutal.
Yeah, that was definitely dark.
No.
We need a brutal sound
me?
for Sin.
Yes.
Brutal.
So I've got
fatality.
So what's audience score versus our score?
So the audience score is
like
8.8.
Okay.
And our score is 6.7. I really brought it down with that 3.
Okay.
Yeah, you really did.
And what did
I've been right on the money.
Actually get? Hang on, it actually
MDB rates it up in the 7s. If you look
it
at
got
the
7.7.
Yeah, 7.7.
Yeah, 7.7. Yeah.
So it's kind of somewhere
Galactic Heroes
and our audience.
I didn't check.
That one's got a really high score too, 7 point something.
7.7, same as Russian.
Yeah.
Really reliable.
And they both came out in 1988.
Oh yes, that's right. We did.
What?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
What?
Yeah, that's right.
That might be a little too much.
Yeah.
Little too much. 88.
I don't know. I guess maybe everything just when you rate something enough, it just turns to 7.7. That's where everything lands. It's a Fibonacci sequence.
Yeah,
it's just like that's just the averages of like life.
All right. Well,
anyway,
that's everyone's reminder to buy Mimic and Me 3. All right, and last but not least, we have our extra credit.
Bonus credit, yes.
This is for what was the
Demon
Card
Enforcer. And what's the release date for Demon Card Enforcer? Is it out yet?
Gosh. You talking about the first
on pre-order. One? Yeah.
Oh, wait. Hold on. I gotta look. I gotta pull up the calendar now. The pre-order, yes, it is on pre-order.
Yeah, click that little button. Let's see where we go.
Yeah. It's on pre-order as of the 3rd. And it's coming out on the 18th. So a
Very
week
cool.
from today.
All right.
Awesome.
All right, cool. So, Demon Card Enforcer coming out in a week, and that is a lit RPG. It is a card based lit RPG, and the story revolves around a character who's basically an enforcer for the mob in this story. So this was narrated by Justin Thomas James. I'm in it, doing a Chucky impression.
And Justin Thomas James as a noir narrator that's like a match made in heaven.
Yeah, I think so. And then who's the lady?
Tiana Camacho.
Tiana Camacho.
I didn't know what you meant. Who's the lady?
Like, who's lady, man?
Who's
our lady?
So yeah, that's coming out in a week, guys. So if you're interested, if you guys, I don't know if you listened to Time Marked Warlock yet, you absolutely should. If you haven't,
you definitely should.
Oh my God, it's so
Sin's
good.
a big fan.
Love that book.
But John Stovall is Shammy's husband, so they kind of help each other write once in a while. They give each other tips. They're like almost writing partners. So if you guys liked Time Marked Warlock, you might like Demon Card Enforcer as well. So go ahead and get that pre-order in if you haven't already. Okay, Eastern Promises. Who wants to start on this one?
Sin's got a big sigh. Let's hear the bad first. Let's get.
No, here's the thing. I was going to surprise you guys. I don't have much bad to say about this one at all. I loved this movie. I have seen it before.
My favorite of the three.
I've seen it before. My memory though of events in this film were so
very
off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were off because I remembered that. Okay, I remember she had someone in her family that was racist because I remember he made some sort of comment about this guy that she had been involved with, but I thought it was her father. I didn't realize it was her uncle. And I thought the guy was the restaurant guy. I thought that was like her father. I got the faces all mismatched. And at the very end, the scene at the water, I thought this big fight had happened there. Like I was getting all these things. So I'm so glad I rewatched it because it was like watching it fresh all over again. I had forgotten all the intricacies of the storyline. And I remember thinking about Viggo's character that he when I'm watching it, obviously it's like, okay, he's played as this anti-hero, right? And then you find out later what he really is. And it's like, okay, it makes so much sense. And like these little things like the name of the Sorry, go ahead, Ryan.
I was just gonna because his reveal of who he is came at literally like the moment before the scene before. I was like just thinking we don't know enough about him, and I was like, oh, okay, well done, good job. Right, I was just it sealed it all up for me.
Yeah, and it was like it makes so much sense, like the stuff that he did, and then like the prostitute's name that got leaked to the cops, and then they went and snatched her, basically rescued her. This is stuff you find out all in exposition, but rewatching it, I'm like, oh, okay. I get what happened here. The stuff he had to do to be so deep undercover. One of the main things I remember about this movie is that fight in the shower room.
The bathhouse.
The bathhouse. I just remember the whole time I was watching it, I was cringing because I was like, he has nothing to protect himself.
Yeah.
He's going to hurt himself. Like even just like doing
like
the
actor.
scene.
Yeah.
Yes, Viggo. Yeah, because he was completely like in his birthday suit, and I was actually in pain watching him because anyway, I really liked. So this director, I realized it's David Cronenberg, which I didn't know the very first time I saw it. Obviously, I did the second time. He has made. Have you guys ever heard of this movie he made called Existenz?
Yes.
Yes.
I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
I've seen it.
It's very much related to like lit RPG type stuff, sort of people going into like a game.
I gotta watch it.
Right, it's kind of
cool. Just really weird.
Yeah, it's the bug
got
gun,
Jennifer
right?
Jason
the bug.
Lee and is it Ewan McGregor or
Jude Law?
Jude Law. Yeah, he's in that. But he also did A History of Violence, which I have not seen, but I heard is really, really good.
So
and
that
based
one
on a comic.
That one I got confused with this movie.
Oh, I see. Well, because Vigo worked in it is why.
Yeah. And
he
also,
was
like,
in
so
both.
I'm like expecting the scene where they're like having a standoff at their house.
Oh,
you know, like with the driveway and everything.
Yeah.
So
you did kind of a similar thing that I did.
Yeah.
Where you were getting things all mixed match. Something I found interesting is that during a lot of like some of the pretty tense moments, especially like let's say the fight in the bathhouse, no music. Just this brutal fight, and it was just it just brutal. Kind of made it really. It just solidified the seriousness of what was happening. I just thought it was. I liked also the character played by Cassell or Vincent Cassell or Cassell, however you say his name. I liked that he had
the boss's son. Yeah,
the boss's son. That he's definitely like very. He's not a good guy. But at the same time, he's not all bad. You know,
right.
like he had this nuance to him. He didn't want to
go.
do this thing to this little tiny baby, you know? And I liked how that played out. I really enjoyed the writing. I liked the story of her character and how you could understand why she bonded with this baby. Of course, most normal people would bond with a helpless little baby anyway, but for her, you understood it completely because of what she had lost. So I just loved it. I really don't have anything bad to say about it, honestly. I remember enjoying it, but I enjoy it even more now, having rewatched it.
What movie is that?
Eastern Promises.
Okay. For me, I think that I had a problem watching it because of where I watched it.
Where did you watch it?
I watched it over at Taylor's place, and actually, it wasn't just where. First of all, she has this neighbor in her apartment complex above her who walks around like the fucking Incredible Hulk. so that was a problem.
That's not the movie's fault.
Not the movie's fault.
That's funny. This is a second external problem.
Yeah. So just I'm telling you this to tell you that there's gonna be some bias.
There are given circumstances, yeah.
And as a result, I had a hard time understanding a lot of what was being said.
Howard Shore.
Should have put it on subtitles, Jeff.
I should have put it on subtitles because about halfway through the movie, I put it on subtitles and I enjoyed myself so much more. Especially since they speak a lot of Russian without subtitles.
You gotta get the. I found the subs for the Russian stuff.
Yeah,
I found a sub file.
So there were no subtitles for when they were speaking Russian at all.
This was on Amazon Prime, and they had subtitles during certain moments.
I don't know how I was watching. She.
Not all the Russian, right? Not all the Russian.
Not all the Russian, but most of the important stuff they had.
That never showed up for me for the entire first half of the movie. So there was a lot of boredom for me during the first half of the movie, even though like great camera work, great costumes, great acting. Love Viggo Mortensen. I just thought that there was so much about this movie to love, and especially the very beginning. I'm trying to remember the movie as it's booting up, and I'm like, man, why this is such an interesting. Why did David Cronenberg want to do this? And then the very first scene where he slashes the dude's neck open, I was like, that's why it's Cronenberg.
And the fingers.
Right. The fingers. There's a lot of brutal shit, a lot of awful body horror stuff. And I was like, yeah, that's why Cronenberg's in this, doing this movie. So, but yeah, I thought that the subtlety of Viggo's performance was very good. Very, very, very good. He was, I think, what made this movie work more than anything. I think the parts that I was getting bored was mainly the main mob boss, the main Russian boss, because he
older guy.
Yeah, he took his time with all of his performances.
My take on him, he was my favorite. I thought that he gave that like just overwhelming sense, like you fear him and you trust him at the same time. Like he is both fatherly and like
very vicious
of what's going on. And I thought his subtlety was great, especially like when you put it through the lens of it being like a noir, and it was just like this even keel, like kind of just inevitability of his
So I think again this is a problem with, okay, for whatever reason I didn't have proper subtitles. I had to turn on subtitles for everything because it was even hard to understand what they were saying in English. But again, I want to watch it in a better environment where like the sound is better. So it's hard for me to like really dock it for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think all the brutal stuff was affecting, especially with the great practical effects they used. And I would say the only other real criticism I have is I didn't buy the romance between Vigo's character and what's her name.
They didn't really, Naomi Watts. They didn't really go heavy into it. I mean, you could tell that there was like some attraction, but they
never had a. Yeah.
They just kissed at the end when everything had been resolved, and
but so I felt like the movie was
like it was an ongoing thing.
I don't know. I kind of got the feeling the movie was trying to push something there the whole time. And
it was letting you know that they were attracted to each other. Like she was afraid of him, but attracted at the same time.
But it ended realistically, right?
Yeah, and he was trying to watch out.
They couldn't have gotten together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't work for me. It just didn't work. I felt like they were making that try to happen, and I just didn't understand where the attraction could have come from or any of that.
Where?
Yeah.
I mean, look at him.
It was their situation.
Okay. I mean, like,
I don't even necessarily think he's all that uber attractive. Honestly, he's okay, but in the look with the shades and the dark coat and the gloves and he was cool. I thought he was cool, so I could kind of see it a bit.
He was cool, dude.
He was cool, dude. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't. I saw him, like, to me, he just seemed very unattractive, like, overall.
So, but also I'm not a lady, so who knows?
Right.
Yeah, he didn't come across
I found him in a
that way to me. Like, the son, Vincent Cassell, did. He comes across as overall unattractive just because he's such a nasty guy. And then at the end, he shows this other side to him that I was like, oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the whole thing with like his character is that like he's the way he is because of his father.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And
I think that it kind of his character kind of parallels the son of the barber in the beginning. You know how the barber like pushed his son to like commit crimes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like kind of like a big theme in the movie. Also, did anyone realize that Kirill was 100% gay for Nikolai?
Oh yeah. No, that was very obvious.
Like I thought there was gonna be a romance between the two of them, like at the end.
Oh, he wanted there to be. I'm
sure. Yeah,
like,
he liked him. Yeah.
Because that's the thing. I don't like. That's the whole like when they're talking about the rumors about the son being gay. I don't think that's not rumor. He is gay. Like.
Okay. I actually didn't pick up on that, but like.
I mean, he wanted to watch his friend fuck.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that was kind of. That was like that's really weird behavior.
What I mean is,
so it's got to be that he is.
What I mean
hiding
is,
it.
What I mean is it felt like sort of that, like dudes in Eastern Europe kind of have more of a physical bondy type of thing.
That too, yeah. There's a lot of like kissing and like that's what
you know. There's more.
Dudes can. It doesn't even have to be Eastern Europe. Just dudes can.
Right? They can, but it's less common.
It is more. Prominent in their culture.
Russia. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
but it's so funny though because then there's like this huge drop off where like actually being gay is just like.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
Well,
right.
That's
especially
why that
especially
if
you're like in a mafia. If you're a member of that, like that's pretty common that they will like get rid of you if you suspect you're gay. That's one of the things like I thought was going to happen was I thought the father was actually going to give up his son and like take the baby as his new kid and like treat Nikolai as his son. But then like one of the like things I didn't see coming was that he was going to like give up Nikolai and be like, oh hey, that's my son, and give him up that way.
I loved that.
Yeah, that was very interesting.
So I well, go ahead.
No, I was just going to wrap up with there's I feel kind of like I ripped myself off by not experiencing.
Watch it on Amazon Prime this time.
Yeah,
watch it again.
Yeah.
And Cronenberg I just love Cronenberg. I love almost all of his movies. So I love how he takes glee in grossing his audience out.
Yep.
Even in a movie like this.
Even making you cringe, I swear.
Yeah.
The very beginning, I was like, yeah, this is a Cronenberg movie when I saw that weird baby animatronic. Right after the baby gets birth, it's like a weird Cronenberg thing.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
You know, they had it
like, I can do that. We don't need to. It's like, wait, what? Are you sure?
Actress
right after
doing the voiceover of that character of the girl who died. That was not even the same actress doing that voice.
Yeah, it was Tatiana Maslany.
Playing the voice of
She's
Tatiana,
Orphan Black.
But the actual actress that played that character in the beginning when she comes in.
Yeah, the blonde girl.
Tatiana
Maslany.
Yeah, the voiceover
I'll show you.
Of Tatiana is the chick from Orphan Black. She played in She-Hulk.
Yeah, she was She-Hulk. That's right. She was She-Hulk, right?
Oh, okay.
That's probably,
She was the voice of the character.
And
the narrator.
And I remember I saw her name and I was like, wait
Tatiana.
a second, she's in here? Who is she? And then I
She's
looked
the voice,
and saw they used just a totally different actress to play her before she died.
By the way, guys, audience members, please, if you have not already, give us your rating on Eastern Promises if you did indeed do your homework and watch this movie.
Okay, I have. I'll go next.
Okay.
I have a statement for this movie. A well-shot and paced Godfather for Brits who are curious about the Russian mafia Viggo Mortensen's dick. It should be credited. It's everywhere in that steam room scene.
Well, it was tastefully done, though. Honestly, it didn't feel gratuitous.
It was no, of course not. But I'm just saying, it was. No, it was there like a nature show. It was there.
Yeah, it was. But it was brutal. Really.
I thought his accent was a little weak sauce. The tattoos is the story of life. Whether or not that's actually Russian culture, that was really fucking cool.
I was actually I looked it up after I watched the movie. Like tattoos are a part of it's not Russian culture. It's like
Russian
mob culture. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
the stars are a thing.
So cool.
The tattoos meaning different things. Like you serve time or stuff like that. They'll kind of tell you the story of their life.
I think my favorite character was Cassell. He was incredible in this role. I feel like that role was made for him.
He was great.
He did it so. The brother,
or the son.
Did you guys see him in Brotherhood of the Wolf? That was the first movie I noticed him in.
We're talking about Kirill?
Oh, I gotta watch that movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what?
Oh wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were looking at that. I'm sorry. I'm looking at it myself.
He used to be married to. He used to be married to Monica Bellucci.
He was my. This role was made for him. He is so incredibly perfect for this role.
Yeah.
It was just I feel like they could have that they might have built the whole movie around him if I didn't know better. Viggo seems like a secondary character in the movie in a way. Even though he's technically, I guess, the star, but I feel like the Russians' family is the star. And they have a lot of long moments around the table with the family and the Russian culture. I really love that. I felt like it really went in with that stuff. The music, the song that was played by the he was playing a yeah. I feel like I learned about Russians, but I'm not sure. The knife fight was absolutely brutal and beautiful. It was just amazing. It was just the whole time you're like, don't get stabbed. It's like every time you get stabbed, it's just you feel like you're gonna get stabbed. And the great betrayal at the end, where they totally the father set him up, was absolutely beautiful and poetic. I didn't like the reveal that he was a cop. It was the last third of the movie, and all of a sudden he's Donnie Brasco.
It was right after the shower attack, the bathhouse attack.
Yeah, it was convenient, or I don't know. It just didn't, But it also did answer the question of why he put the body where he did in the beginning of the movie. He gave it to the police. He was like, I know where to put it. No one will find it. And the very next scene, the cops find it.
Yeah.
So that kind of I guess that makes sense.
Also why he didn't want to, have sex with a prostitute either. You know, he didn't want to.
Well, yeah, I mean, but
that
that could have just been. I don't want to have sex with a prostitute.
Yeah.
I think that all
there's
of
no, like,
all of
anybody
I would be in the
needs a
same
good
boat.
reason. I just don't
I'd be in the
want to.
same
You
boat.
know, like I get it.
Real quick, I had something to say about that in particular. Why did he choose the one girl who looked like she hated her job the most?
maybe because he wanted to rescue her, which he
Yeah,
did.
but couldn't he have like rescued
I got that vibe from
without
all of
fucking
them.
her and fucked one of them that was just like
Yeah, they were all
seemed
pretty
like
bummed.
yeah, for sure.
I think the moment like he,
right, but like
he
she
kind
looked
of
like the worst.
Well,
Yeah.
She
through
looked
that
like
interaction with her, afterwards, he found out where she was from. He found out her name,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what he used to
I
call
think that
in
was
and
the
have her
intention,
rescued.
Right.
So,
Maybe. Yeah. That
Yeah.
scene was very
Aragorn. I feel like was this before or after Lord of the Rings?
after.
after,
This is
well,
after,
after,
years.
yeah.
How can I be the king when the king is still in place? That was my line.
That was a
I
great
took away
line.
from that one. Yeah. And also, like, just on a stupid note, just for the very end of my notes, she had the baby right at the end, and he like left, and then the brother left. Right? How did she get the baby home on a bike? Like,
Yeah,
these are
like,
stupid
that's
questions
so-
I was asking.
Well, the
It's a
baby was in
stupid
a
question I
bag.
ask. The baby was in a bag. She just like she put it on the handlebars and just
Backpack the baby.
These
Maybe
are
she
stupid
walked
things
to a
I wonder.
bus and had the bike picked up later.
Stupid things I wonder. But I liked all the characters. I think it was really well acted. Very, very like well shot. It was a little slow in the beginning. I
The
feel
subtle
like.
threats
I was
of the
in it,
grandfather
yeah.
too. He was so
Oh, man.
like
He
he had
played
that
Singing,
conversation.
his
Einstein,
subtlety, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was great actor. Yeah, great actor, especially Cassell.
See, that's
like,
why
he
I think it's
knocked
just
my
such a
socks
good
off.
ensemble cast because, like, Jeff's favorite being Vigo, yours being Castle or Cassell,
Yeah,
mine being Mueller Stahl or the guy that played, him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was just a really solidly cast film.
Yeah. For sure.
Oh, that's right. What was it?
I've
was it
seen
the
him
Mars
in different
movie?
things. I've seen
Mission
him in
to
so many
Mars.
different
Oh.
things.
Yeah, I have to.
Not
He was,
that. I haven't seen that.
He was also Einstein at some point, right? In something.
And he was in
Oh,
yeah,
he
I
was,
gonna say
he
Angels
was
and
in
Demons.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's where I remember him from, in addition
me
to
too,
this.
yeah. But going back, so like with the prostitution and the bathhouse scene, which are I think that the nudity was so specifically and well used in this film because it was like when he has to have sex with that prostitute, it is not glorified for 1 second in the nudity of that. It is the animalistic,
It's awful.
nasty, brutal of what that poor woman has to go through, and and used in the same way in the bathhouse where it is just like that nudity is, and I'm glad they didn't shy away from it because a lot of times I think that they don't show the flaccid dick on camera to like emasculate the male lead of the show or anything, and it's always okay to put a woman up and be nude, and it's always for the gaze of it, but it's like this was to show just the brutal fight for his life, and I like thought it was so well done and like needed to be in there. And like and the only time that so like when she's like, so after he's had this brutal like sex with her, then we see her beauty. She's covered then, like her arm is over her breast, her
singing
leg
that
is covered,
song,
and she's singing, and it's so beautiful. And then you get to see her humanity in that, and that's when it's like her beauty is like revealed, and like and just to like, and I think you're right. I think that it was to rescue her, and that's why he did it. It was
That went right over my head. Like I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
What the beauty of her?
No, that he was going to rescue.
Oh yeah. The first time I
the...
saw it, that didn't sink in, but I remembered when I went into it the second time, I remembered what he was, that he was undercover. So now I was picking up on more things that I hadn't necessarily picked up on the very first time or pieced together. So.
Right on. All right. Anything else, guys? Anybody else wanted to say anything else about this one?
I think this might be my favorite mob movie.
That's a good one, and I'm not into mob movies.
I'm not too big on mob movies either, but this one.
The Gentleman is good.
See, I love mob movies, and this one.
Nikolai was definitely my favorite character. I liked his like charisma. you know, the way like his like little quips when he like she tells the girl like get bus like when her like motorcycle breaks down. I like how with the barber's like, I don't like this guy, and then you know when he's like cutting up the body and the barber's getting uncomfortable, he's like kind of like intimidating him like subtly, like just like kind of messing with him. You know, I thought there was like a decent amount of humor in the movie. That bath scene was great. Like it was just brutal. He's like in a vulnerable position. You don't know if he's gonna. Like I didn't think he was gonna get out of that.
Yeah, that was great.
Like any time he gets cut up, it's like
yeah.
The moment when he like stabs that guy on like the back of the head,
back of his head,
cringe. I'm like,
yeah, that was awesome.
And then the other guy wasn't dead, and like he had like break his arm.
One thing that I picked up on that scene. Why the heck did he crawl over that guy's body? He should have gone around him.
I think he was in
because when he
of,
crawled
like, he was
over
police
him,
resistance. Yeah, he was just like beeline for.
Let's see. Has he not seen horror movies? You think they're dead and they grab you, and that's exactly what happened to him.
I mean, if I was in that situation, I probably wouldn't think straight after all that.
That's funny. Yeah, Outlander, definitely Eastern Promises. GoldenEye, he fights what's her face, right? The chick.
Famke Janssen.
Yeah, and she like crushes him with her like
Eastern
awesome thighs.
Yeah.
I think this one's
Eastern
better.
Promises is better.
This is like the one I like. The one thing I heard about this movie was the spa bathroom scene. I like.
Yeah,
that's what I heard.
But
like,
you gotta watch it. I feel like
you were
could just watch it. But...
sort of ready for it when it happened. Then
no, I totally forgot about it, and the part came up. I'm like, oh shit, this is about to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. My toxic trait is wanting to try to put a cigarette out on my tongue now, though. I'm like, I feel like with enough spit, that's fine. I would be completely fine.
Yeah, you would be fine.
He just goes. Done. And that's the thing, is like nothing was made a big to do. It was like that was what made the whole movie so cool, is everything was just like had this subtlety, this perfect noir, like just
real tough guys.
I think the ending was great too. Like the very end, like it didn't like go in it like just that shot of him like sitting in the seat where the former Godfather was, just as like, yeah, we don't need to see like anything else that like happened after they rescued the baby. Like, you know, Naomi Watts' character has like a good life. She's raising the kid, and then, you know, they just kind of like implied like what happened afterwards. Like they kept it like short and sweet.
Yeah. Agreed.
Big fan.
All right, guys. Well, let's wrap it. What do we got for numbers? It looks like only one person did their homework in the audience.
I only got one score.
I got a 9 and a 6.
Oh, okay. I saw the 6.
It's a 7.7.
You saw what? What about a 7? Did you see another?
No. I was saying a 9 and a 6 just make a 7.
Oh, the IMDb score is 7.6.
Yeah, it's close to 7.7.
All right, my rating for this one is gonna be a 7 with the with the thought I want to see it again because I think that if I watch it in better,
you should watch it again. Definitely watch it again.
I mean, I give it an 8.
Okay.
8.5.
It was good.
8.5. Rich?
I'll give it a 9. I really like this movie.
Yeah, me too. I gave it an 8.5, but I could easily go to a 9 as well. I really thoroughly enjoyed this film, even more than the first. And I liked it the first time, but that was years ago. And it was a mob movie, so I never really returned to it. But it was fantastic. So I'll say 8.75 to be fair. So let me add it up. Plus 7 plus 8 plus 8.5.
8.75.
So we got an 8.25 for us and a 7.5 for the audience.
Right. Oh, the audience got close to the IMDb.
So the audience is closer to the IMDb.
But
I was so happy that I enjoyed this movie because the other two were not fun experiences, y'all. Yeah. So I was super happy.
I will also say that I enjoyed this one above and beyond the other two.
Yeah.
Right on. So what's our average?
Oh, ours was 8.25.
Okay, cool.
We gave it quite a bit higher score.
Hell yeah. So those are our 3 movies for today. What do we got for next month?
That's what we need to figure out. So let me pull up I got the calendar up. So do we want to look at October or other September?
We still have an
stuff?
Earth Force.
We have Earth Force, right?
Right. We
got it. Mimicking. Well,
no, Mimicking Me is.
Flame
but
is there actually some way we could
Flame Spitter? Let's do Young Guns.
You've been wanting to do Young Guns. Okay, but Rich was getting ready to say something.
I was gonna ask if there's like some excuse we could watch Brotherhood of the Wolf, because I've been meaning to watch
I know, because that came up. Oh, I love Brotherhood of the Wolf.
What is that?
That's that movie I was telling you about that Vincent Cassel was in. It's a French language film. That's based on the true story of that wolf of whatever, that mysterious animal. They never even really found it, that was killing people in the 1700s like in France.
Monster movie?
Kind of, yeah. Kind of.
Okay.
I'm sure we could fit that in somehow.
Okay, so horror Monster Hunters almost. At least from what I've seen.
Okay.
What could we tie that to?
Is there anything for next month that we?
Yeah. What are the releases first? Yeah.
Well,
Flame
we
Spitter,
have
Earth Force.
Well, we did Earth Force this month, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can do it again though.
Other guys, pre-order for Other Guys next month.
Pure LitRPG.
Blood. We got a hold on Blood Origins, but I don't know if that's
of course, the Aethon one, the
Unexpected Hero.
Yeah.
That can tie in, because I haven't listened to that. So.
Oh no, I don't think that would be Brotherhood of the Wolf. I'm just saying. What are the things
you
were
just derp. Okay.
Yeah. So, all right, Unexpected Hero. That one we have to do. Flame Spitter we have to do. Aside from those two, what other essential?
Well, Demon Card Enforcer 2 is going on pre-order.
Okay, we just did one for that.
I know, and we just did one for Earth Force as well. So
but Earth Force has several releases.
Right, that is true.
So maybe we do one more Earth Force, and we could do that in November as well. Instead of next month, if we want to.
November might be a little bit of a problem, because we'll be in Vegas second Wednesday in November. So I don't know what we're going to do about November.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we might still be able to do it.
In Vegas, you guys are going to be out partying or doing karaoke or
on
something.
Wednesday night?
No.
Staying up till 2 and 3.
Wait, are they gonna go drink? Is that what they're doing?
What?
No, we're gonna go drink. We're gonna go drink.
I mean, I don't mind it. It's just I kind of doubt you're gonna make it work.
Yeah,
so what Ryan? Sorry, I
was gonna say, like, in my day-to-day, my week by week, I really don't drink hardly at all. But like when I come together for a con weekend, my blood alcohol level is
you are such a bad
dangerous.
Boy.
Okay. So
do we want to do it the week? Well, you got something scheduled the week. I don't know. Maybe we can figure that out.
We'll figure it out. For now, let's just figure out what movies.
Okay, so I did write down Young Guns. If you want to really still do that for Flame Spitter.
Okay.
I just don't know what we're gonna do for the others.
Okay. So for Unexpected Hero, it's a bard. It's a bard LitRPG.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
okay.
Oh,
we could do a Knight's Tale.
Buckaroo Banzai?
I was going to suggest that, yeah, Knight's Tale.
Knight's Tale probably, because there's a bard in there.
That's Heath Ledger, and it's all it's sung through with it's a fun movie. I haven't watched that.
Is it called An Unexpected Hero or Unexpected Heroes?
An Unexpected Hero.
Okay, I accidentally have it in here twice. Let me delete that other one. I named it wrong. Okay. So is that what we want to?
Someone is really trying to push Kung Fu Hustle.
Kung Fu Hustle.
Which is a great movie. And it has a musical enemy in it.
What the heck is this?
Buckaroo Banzai. The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai.
I don't think I've ever watched this movie.
Earth Force?
The dude, they're a band.
This looks awesome.
I've seen
and
it
they're
once.
also, it's like an absurd
was that John
80s.
Lithgow?
Yes, he's in it for sure.
I'm already sold then.
Okay, let's do this.
Would this be tied in with Earth Force?
This looks very
No.
Earth Force.
Oh, this could be an unexpected hero or Earth Force.
Yeah. I was thinking for unexpected hero because it's a bard. It's a bard lit RPG.
Yeah, it's totally because they're a band in the movie. They're a band and they also save the universe.
So there's no way we can fit in Brotherhood of the Wolf with anything, huh?
Wait, why?
It doesn't seem on theme with anything.
I don't know what we can. Well,
we could save that for another time.
Yeah,
I definitely would not mind rewatching that movie.
Keep it on the list of let's find an excuse to watch this.
Yeah, this you're gonna probably hate this one. I suspect.
I've seen this.
I might hate it too. I
remember when I watched it a long time ago that I liked it, but I think a rewatch I probably won't like it as much. But I was like a teenager when I first saw this.
I'm down to watch this one.
Okay, so that one is for Unexpected Hero.
And
then we have Young Guns for
We also have
the other guys. The other guys.
The other guys is another release that's a little.
Oh, we're gonna do the other guys instead of Earth Force.
Enforcer as well.
And Demon Card Enforcer. Those are the so like it's gonna be one of those three. That was Jeff Goldblum.
I know.
Yes, he's in it too. He's in it too.
Look at that.
It looks awesome.
It's an all-star cast for sure.
Yeah.
And Christopher Lloyd right there.
Okay, yeah, we got to do this. All right, so
I forgot he was in here.
I don't know.
I think it's one of the band.
A classic lit RPG.
Tour box set.
Or tour box set. So some kind of classic fantasy would be if we're doing something for tour.
Are there any suggestions? Because I'm not looking at the comments.
So wait, hang on.
Someone said Tango and Cash. I guess that would be for like the buddy.
Yeah,
wait, for the other guys?
For mimicking me.
Oh, technically, okay.
Confused.
Outlander says technically Antonio Banderas is a bard in Desperado.
Desperado. That's another.
The other guys is like a buddy type of. Is it? Wait,
no,
is the other guys?
No,
that's
it's
not.
It's a classic lit RPG.
They go into this world. It's lit RPG.
Yeah.
So wait, so we're doing the other guys is the third one, right?
I don't know. Other guys or Earth Force or whatever else.
Assassins.
Wait, what was the third one?
Tor. Which is a dungeon crawl, which is just classic.
Oh, that's like Conan.
Yeah.
So either we're doing fantasy or
buddy or
we have Mimic. I thought Mimic and Me was releasing this month.
Mimic and Me is releasing this month.
So that's not an option. Buddy comedy is not a thing.
So it's either other guys then. Let's say.
Oh, you know
what?
At the end of October, we have Time Marked Warlock going on pre-sale. If we want to do another time loop thing.
Or Warlock, the movie Warlock.
Maybe.
IMDb.
I thought we talked about another time jump.
I think
repeating. Happy Death Day 2.
Right.
This is tough, y'all.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like
Conan to honor James Earl Jones.
Honestly, we could.
That's a fair point.
Fantasy.
I mean, if we're celebrating the tour box set,
I'm always down to see
Conan the Barbarian. I kind of want to do Conan the Destroyer because I saw Conan
definitely
the Barbarian so many times.
And there's a lot of there's more wizardry going on in the Destroyer, even though that is not as good of a movie.
Fantasy.
And there's no James Earl Jones. Yeah, it's definitely more fantasy. He's only in the first one.
Okay, let's just do the first one. I love the first one.
It's good. It's beautiful on the big screen.
It's gonna help me because this is a blind spot for me. I've never seen it, so that's.
Oh, nice. Okay, good.
So Conan the Barbarian. What year is Conan?
I'm working on it, obviously.
I think it was in the 70s,
happening in a month.
No, Conan was in the early 80s.
Yeah, it was early 80s.
Young Guns is 88.
I would love an excuse to watch Kung Fu Hustle, though.
And Bakaru Banzai is 84.
Oh wow, 84. Okay.
So, but we are doing Conan for tour, yeah? Kung Fu Hustle can
Conan for tour. Young Guns for Flamespitter, and then our third is
Buckaroo Banzai for
Kung Fu
Unexpected Hero. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What was the game?
So Cin's gonna hate it because it's fun.
Yeah.
What, Kung
that's
Fu
a bummer.
Hustle? It looks like absolutely a no for me.
It is
as far as the
one of my
enjoyment
favorite
factor.
movies.
Oh man.
It's so good.
Yeah, I
It
just
is
looking
so
at the
incredible.
trailers, like,
No, this is gonna be it's slapstick.
yeah,
For
I don't
sure.
like slapstick.
It's so
I have
good,
seen
guys.
this movie.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
slapstick. It's
I
absurd.
can tell. I'll hate
It's
it,
absurd.
y'all.
This is not. Yeah, this is not gonna.
Sin hates
yeah.
fun, so she's
No.
gonna hate this movie.
I
But
just
we
think
got
it's
okay.
stupid.
So we got Conan the Barbarian, 1982 for Tor box set. We got Young Guns, 1988 for Flame Spitter. An extra credit. We got The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai for Unexpected Hero. That's 1984. Yeah, and I'm about to post this. This is 10/9, correct?
10/9.
Second week of October.
Wait, is that 10? Yes, that's right. Second
just
Wednesday
making
in
sure.
October. Yes, 10/9. Yes.
Okay, I'm posting it
exactly.
in our internal,
And
so everybody got it now.
I guess we'll
Alright.
figure out
And
what
the
to do
audience
about
has it now.
November.
Yeah.
We'll figure
Yeah, we'll figure it out. If we have to take off and maybe we skip it or whatever, we'll figure it
Yeah.
out. It's okay. Not a big deal. We'll figure it out next episode when we're closer. We'll probably have a better idea.
Okay.
Yep.
Sound
Sin
good.
hates
Yeah,
fun.
right.
Alright, guys.
Oh,
That
Sin
is the
hates
takeaway.
fun.
Let it be. Yeah, that is.
Kung Pao's not
Kung
even close
Pao.
to as good. It's not even close to as good as Kung Fu Hustle.
Which one?
Kung Pao.
Kung Pao.
Yeah,
The
Kung
Legend
Pao.
of the that one was like no the thing about this movie that was revolutionary is that he put himself in all these movies.
What, Kung Fu Hustle?
Yeah,
Kung
he
Pao.
like Kung Pao. He like stuck himself into
I see.
into other kung fu movies, and there's just a lot of trickery going on, and then absurdity, of course, because he makes nunchucks out of beavers.
Son of a bitch.
It is. It's definitely. It's so absurd. It's so
Shaolin Soccer is also very good. Outlander.
That was the other one that I was trying to remember. Yeah. Shaolin
Has anyone
Soccer.
watched?
Stephen Chow's a genius.
Has anyone watched Future Cops?
No.
It's like kind of in the same vein as like Kung Fu Hustle, where it's like slapstick, like like karate movie. But all the basically all the characters are like rip off like Street Fighter characters.
Nice.
Like,
Oh, wow.
Okay.
But
It's
the
just
movie doesn't take itself
ridiculous.
seriously, so it's funny, right? Like they know they're being
it
goofy.
does not take itself seriously at all.
Yeah, no, I like when the Asian movies are it's the same as like you self-referential kind of. I don't know
Yeah,
if these-
it's like
They're
so,
aware,
it's like
yeah.
so absurd. It was like a fever dream watching this movie.
All right. Well, we'll put it.
All
We'll
right.
put it on the list of maybes for later. But anyway, we
got our
gotta go,
movies
guys.
picked.
We're way
Yeah, we're-
over time.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Let's,
We're close to 2
yeah, we're
hours
way
in
over.
now.
Did
Let's get
it!
the fuck
Yeah, but
outta
we did
here.
it. We did it.
But glad
Here's
that we
some
have
outro
our
music.
stuff set up. Everyone, do your homework. Watch Young Guns. Watch Conan the Barbarian, and watch what was the other one?
Buckaroo Banzai.
Buckaroo
Buckaroo
Banzai.
Banzai. And come with scores, you guys.
Yes, you guys have to watch this and do
Please.
your goddamn homework.
I know. Everybody's just like
Yeah.
falling down on the job. What the heck? Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Good night, y'all.